You know that feeling. It's a random Tuesday night, you're scrolling through your phone, and suddenly you remember, oh, I should check my credit score. Your heart does that little stutter thing. You log into your banking app or Credit Karma or whatever you use, and you see it 782. And instead of feeling good, you feel this tiny pinch of disappointment because last month it was 791. And you think, what did I do wrong? Did I use the wrong card? Did I pay a day early? Wait, can you pay too early? I've been there. I'm not immune to it. My name is Mark, and I spend way too much time thinking about money, financial psychology, and why some people seem to glide through life building wealth, while the rest of us are locked in a staring contest with a 3-digit number that a computer algorithm made up. So here's the thing I've realized, and honestly, it kind of broke my brain when I figured it out. That desperate, all-consuming chase for an 800-plus credit score, the one we're told is the golden ticket to adulting, yeah, it's quietly stealing real, actual cash right out of your pocket. Today, I want to show you how, and why letting go of perfect might be the most profitable thing you ever do. Okay, let's get this out of the way. What do you actually get for having an 815 instead of a 745? I'll tell you, basically nothing. A pat on the back from a bank's computer system. The dirty little secret of the credit industry is that it's not a ladder to infinity. It's more like a cliff. Once you get above a certain threshold, usually around 740 to 760, depending on the lender, you qualify for the exact same interest rates as the person with the 850. Think about that. You are stressing over 9 points, maybe paying off a card you didn't need to pay off, maybe avoiding a loan that could help you, all for a status symbol that no human being will ever celebrate with you. Your mortgage lender doesn't throw confetti when they see an 808. They just shrug and give you the same rate as the 760 person. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Mark, but I need to build it higher so I have a buffer. I hear you, but here's where the trap snaps shut. I have a friend. Let's call him Dave. Dave is obsessed. He heard that credit utilization matters, which is true. It does. But Dave took that to mean he should always carry a small balance on his credit card from month to month. He thought the banks wanted to see him using credit responsibly. No. Dave was paying 18% interest on a $500 balance for no reason. He was literally setting money on fire to heat up a score that was already fine. Listen to me. You do not need to pay interest to have a good credit score. Ever. The algorithm only cares that you used the card and then paid it off. Carrying debt for your score is like setting your kitchen on fire to test the smoke alarm. It works, technically, but your house is burning down. Here's where it gets really expensive. The credit score gospel tells us, don't open new accounts. Hard inquiries hurt your score. And sure, a hard inquiry might drop you 5 points for 3 months. Big deal. But I see people refusing to open a new credit card that offers 0% interest for 15 months on a big purchase, like new tires for their car or a necessary appliance, because they're terrified of losing those 5 points. Let's do real math. You need a $1,200 refrigerator. You have the cash, but if you use that cash, you drain your emergency fund. A new card offers 0% for a year, but you say no because you want to keep your 795 score pristine. So you pay cash, wipe out your buffer, and then 3 weeks later, your car breaks down. Now you're putting a $900 repair on a high-interest card because you have no cash left. Or worse, you just put the fridge on your old card with 22% interest because you didn't want the inquiry. The cost of that fear? Hundreds of dollars in interest. The cost of the inquiry? The equivalent of a mosquito bite on your credit report. The opportunity cost of not having liquidity, actual cash in hand, is real money. Your score is not an asset. Your cash is. This one makes me twitch. How many of you have an old credit card, maybe the first one you ever got, with an annual fee and a terrible rewards program that you keep open just because it's your oldest line of credit? Raise his hand. I did this for years. I was paying a $59 annual fee on a card I hadn't used since Obama was president. Why? Because I was terrified that closing it would tank my average age of accounts and destroy my precious score. Let's do the math on that. I paid $59 a year for what? To keep a number above 800? That's a subscription fee for a vanity metric. Even if closing that card drops your score from 800 to 780, you still have a 780. You still get the best rates. You just saved $59 a year for the rest of your life. And honestly, the dip goes away in a few months anyway. Stop paying loyalty to pieces of plastic that don't love you back. Look, I get it. I really do. We've been sold this idea that your credit score is a report card for your adulthood, that if it dips, you're irresponsible, that an 800 means you've made it. But I've met millionaires with 680 credit scores because they paid off their house and don't use debt. And I've met broke people with 810 scores who are terrified to spend a dime because they might disrupt the algorithm. Which one do you want to be? This is the deepest cut. Obsessing over your credit score steals your most valuable asset, your attention. Time is the only non-renewable resource. If you spend 2 hours a week moving money between cards, optimizing utilization ratios, timing your payments to the exact day of the month, and arguing with credit bureaus over a $6 discrepancy, you are not spending that time learning a high-income skill. You are not spending that time building a side hustle. You are not spending that time investing in stocks or real estate or even just resting so you don't burn out. The credit score game is a hamster wheel. It gives you just enough dopamine when the number goes up to keep you running. But nobody ever got rich because their FICO score was 822. They got rich because they owned assets. They started businesses. They invested in themselves. So what do you actually do? First, define your good enough number. If you're planning to get a mortgage in the next year, sure, keep it above 740. But if you're not, anything above 680 is fine. Seriously, stop treating it like a high-score leaderboard. Second, automate the basics. Set up autopay for the minimum on all cards, then manually pay the statement balance once a month. Done. Stop checking your score weekly. Check it once a quarter, just to make sure nobody stole your identity. That's it. Third, actively ignore advice that tells you to micromanage. Don't carry debt. Don't pay annual fees for cards you don't use. Don't be afraid of a hard inquiry for a 0% loan if it saves you real cash. Your net worth is what buys your freedom, not your credit score. So here's where I land on this. We've been tricked into worshiping a number that was never meant to measure our worth. It's just a risk tool for banks. That's all. It's not a measure of your morality, your intelligence, or your potential to build wealth. And the cruel irony? The harder you chase that perfect 800, the more likely you are to make scared, costly decisions. You'll hoard useless cards. You'll avoid good debt. You'll pay interest for no reason. You'll lose sleep over 9 points. I'm not saying blow off your bills or default on your loans. Pay on time, keep your utilization low, be boring and responsible. But then let it go. Walk away from the dashboard. Turn your attention to something that actually pays you, your career, your investments, your family, your peace of mind. Your credit score is a tool, not a trophy, and tools are meant to be used, not worshipped. So go ahead. Close that old annual fee card. Take that 0% offer. Stop checking the app for a month. And watch how much richer you feel, in your bank account and in your head. That's real wealth. You've earned it.